Dennis, and today I'll be talking to you about how to give your dog a tablet in a way that they actually enjoy. So it's really important to be able to give your animal medications because they might be sick and they might need to take them, but the issue is that often they taste extremely bitter. So if it tastes bitter, the dog's not going to have a good experience if it actually feels the medication touch its tongue in any way at all. So one way that people get around that is by hiding it in food, and so that can work really well as long as the dog doesn't actually end up chomping down on the food. So if they accidentally bite on or touch the tablet with their tongue as they're being tricked into swallowing it, they can have an aversive experience, and then from that point on become much more suspicious and much less likely to fall for the same trick again. So works well when you can do it, but it doesn't always work. If that's not an option, the only other way really is to pop the tablet over the back of the throat with your hand. Now, to do that, a lot of owners also have issues because they're not very confident, the tablet ends up falling out and getting coughed up by the dog, and the dog tastes the tablet, the bitterness in its mouth as it coughs it up when the owner sort of fails at getting it down properly. It's also not a very nice experience to have a tablet shoved down the back of your throat as a dog, and so understandably they will sometimes start to run away or not be happy with or become aggressive even when people try to shove a tablet down their throat. Now, the way that we get around this is a method that I have come up with. It may be taught by other people, I don't know, but it's actually quite simple, so I wouldn't be surprised, but I haven't seen it out there before. It's actually all about just using rewards to get your dog to be happy with the procedure of having a tablet put down their throat. So we're going to go through that step by step, and the reason it works is that you actually learn to be really good at putting a tablet down your dog's throat before you ever actually use a tablet. So I'll take you through it step by step. So to start off with, you need to make sure that your dog's actually being okay with being touched on the face. If they're already aggressive, obviously there's safety concerns. You need to take a few steps back, and this video is not for you. But once you're at that point, the first step is to touch your dog on the face and give them a treat as you've got your hand over the top of their nose like that. A lot of dogs will be completely fine with this. Then the next step is, as you're giving the treat, lifting up those lips and having a look and seeing the teeth there. So you can have a look at the teeth. The next step is that as you're giving them the treat, you're actually putting your hand in between those teeth, in between the front pointy ones, the canines, and the back ones, the molars. You're digging your feet in, digging your fingers in, and it causes the dog to open their mouth. Now, they don't like this at all. It's not enjoyable at all. And so what you need to do is make sure you give them a treat straight away. So put your hand in, open the mouth, pop the treat on their tongue, and there we go. Okay? That is the step that is the most important. This is the one that if you repeat over and over again, your dog's going to be okay with the idea of having you open their mouth and putting your hand in. Okay? That's the thing that most dogs don't like. All right? So we can practice that over and over again. So open the mouth, treat on tongue. Your hands are going to get pretty sloppy. Open mouth, treat on tongue. Okay? Now, once you've done that and your dog's okay and they're staying there and they're looking like they're wanting more treats, like Freya does, she'd be happy with me doing this all day. Even though it's a bit strange, you know, she thinks I'm a bit weird, but she'll take it because there's a treat involved. The next step is the tricky bit, sort of in terms of when you're talking about how hard it is to actually do the procedure. So the next step, you have to actually put your hand quite far down the dog's throat with the treat still, don't use the tablet, with the treat, and get them to swallow the treat as though it was a tablet. Because when you stuff up, and you will, it's hard, your dog's going to get a treat, right? So perfect, rather than a bitter taste in its mouth. Okay, so I'll show you now. We're going to put this right down, really far, all the way down. See how far I go? And then give her a rub under the throat afterwards. Rub the throat afterwards to help them swallow. Don't let them look down and start trying to spit it up. The next thing to do after you've given them that down their throat is to give another treat straight away, much quicker than I did, so they've got like a chaser, something to swallow afterwards, all right? So we're going to do that again and show you again, okay? So this is a pretend tablet here. We're going to shove it right down the throat. It looks pretty intense, quite far, see? And rubbing under the neck, and then a free treat afterwards for being such a good girl, okay? So then, once you're at this stage and you can actually use a treat as a pretend tablet and get it right down the throat and it's working and you got your confidence up, then and only then you should start with the actual medication. Okay, so you get the actual tablet and you pop it down the throat, and then you get a treat and give them a treat to have afterwards. And then your dog will be like this, waiting for tablets. Okay, so she does not know if this here is a tablet or a treat. She couldn't know. She'd have no idea. Okay, so if I'm going to shove it down to the back of her throat, she'll never even taste it. Okay, so it goes so far down, never even taste it. Okay, and she'll always get another one afterwards because she's such a good girl. Your dog should be too. All right, and that's it. That's how you give your dog a treat and have them coming back for more. One thing I forgot to mention is that it can take a few weeks to get your dog used to this, so go slow and try to teach it to your dog before they ever need to take their medications. I hope you found this video useful. Be sure to like and share it and let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Thanks.